Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about cosplay and Broadway. The reason why I want to talk about that because I think some people misunderstand some of my points or whatever. Um, I'm bringing it up because it was a couple of conversations I had with some people, and they were trying to say, well, we look at cosplay and Broadway, and the characters are usually different race or gender depending on what happens or whatever and stuff like that. Isn't it? Is How come I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with depictions of the characters when they're being animated or live action or in the comic books? And to that, I have to say, because cosplay and Broadway is art, right? And when you're talking about cosplay, you're talking about people who took the time and effort to research the character, look at how they look, how they act or whatever, get their costume, whatever from whatever era, and put it on to celebrate that character, to be that character for a day or whatever. It's an art form, to be honest. It's expressing how much you love this character. And then with Broadway, it's about your performance of your voice and how you can act and how I can get the feel of that character, regardless of who your race is, what gender, what sexuality you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And it is a difference. It is a difference because when you have, like, okay, Batman, right? So you already know who Batman is. Batman is Bruce Wayne, the billionaire playboy, right? And you're going to do a TV show where it's supposed to be Bruce Wayne, right? I mean, a TV show about Batman. So why would you cast a Latino guy with red hair and call him Bruce Wayne, and then he dressed up in some kind of makeshift Batman costume? Then his love interest, Selena Kyle, she's black and she's not even wearing a cat suit. She's wearing something that's similar to it, but not really. Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense. Or if you take them in the animated form and you decided, oh, it's still Batman and Catwoman, but Batman now is Chinese and Catwoman is now, um let's go with, she is, what can I'm trying to think of something. I'm just drawing a blank right now. She's, I mean, I guess we could say, she's Japanese. There we go. Bam. Japanese. Okay. So you have a Asian American and you have a Japanese woman being Batman and Catwoman in the cartoon. Like, their actual skin complexions, what they how they look or whatever, is actually, oh, they're Asian. So they're both Asian characters, right? And then you're asking me, hey, those are still, that's still Bruce Wayne and Batman, because it doesn't matter. It's just how they are or whatever. But it's not, because it's a visual media, right? So when you're adapting them on the big screen or for shows or even in the books, that's what I expect to see, right? I expect to see Bruce Wayne, this white guy, blue eyes, black, jet black hair, muscular tone, wearing a bat suit where it can either be blue or gray, or it can be black and gray. You get what I'm saying? That's what I expect to see. I expect to see that when I watch a Batman movie or a Batman show or read a Batman book. Now, I know what somebody would like, well, with the cosplay thing or with Broadway. Okay, so if Broadway did a Batman show, right? And Batman's going to be singing. Okay, cool. You do realize that with Broadway, it is about you singing. It does not have anything to do with you're actually depicting the character for a live action movie or depiction, or you're stating that this is the definitive version of the character. What's happening with Broadway and even cosplaying is that this is an art form to express your interest of being that character. So if I go to audition and the character that I'm auditioning for, let's say that they're doing a Teen Titans Broadway play, and I'm this great singer or whatever, and I have the built for Connor Superboy, right? And I was singing or whatever, and the producers like me or whatever, and they decided to cast me as Superboy John Kent. I mean, not John Kent, but Connor Kent, right? Of course, you're excited because you're able to bring this character to life through the form of art and acting, because you're acting in front of the audience. You're giving the audience this performance that they'll never forget. Of course, the audience know that these characters aren't, you as the actor, you're not supposed to, you're not the character. People get that when they watch Broadway. Broadway is literally a live performance of these actors singing and dancing and entertaining us for however long the play needs to be. And it's the same thing when it comes to cosplaying. You got people that dress up as these characters. So if I went to a convention, I dressed up as Superboy Connor Kent, people are going to ask for pictures because I am dressed up as Connor from Superboy. That doesn't mean that I want Superboy to be black. No, it's just that I have great love and admiration for the character, so I am dressed up as Connor Superboy. That's all that is. That is the difference. That is why I don't have a problem with cosplay and Broadway, because some people was even trying to do the whole, oh well, you guys didn't say anything about Hamilton or whatever and stuff like that. First off, Hamilton had already told you what it was. It was Lin-Manuel Miranda's like, oh wait, hey, here is the story of one of our founding fathers, Hamilton, right? And we're going to, and I want to do this play that tells his life, but how can I make it interesting and exciting or whatever and stuff like that? What if I interject? What if it'd be funny if we tell it through the of a multiracial cast? Wouldn't that be fun? It is fun because it's just you having fun with a multiracial cast of you guys singing a song, telling a story through song, dance, and acting without it being like, oh, we're going to tell a complete biopic of Alexander Hamilton, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to be Hamilton, and we're going to tell his entire life, but it's going to be a serious drama piece. I have a problem because it's the same thing with the whole Anne Boleyn being black. Those characters aren't that. You're asking me to believe a serious depiction of a character. But see, when we're talking about a musical where it's really no story or plot really given, um, and the reason why it's there is literally for you to perform, because if you go around the world, they have a lot of Broadway or productions, acting or whatever. They do the Shakespeare's, they do the Disney stuff, they do all kinds of stuff or whatever. And again, the cast is multiracial or whatever and stuff like that, because people go to shows to see a performance. They're not there to be like, oh God. But when you're doing a movie or a show or a book that is a visual media, people already expect to see the characters come correct. Not, oh, why are they ugly? I mean, why are they another race for no reason or something like that? You get what I'm saying? That's why it's more acceptable for Broadway and cosplay, because again, you have cosplayers who these are people who respect the characters, who love the characters, who connected with the characters some kind of way and decided, hey, I'm gonna go to this convention and I'm gonna dress up as this character because I love this character so much. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like it's nothing wrong with going to a Broadway play or a stage play or a Shakespearean play and seeing people of different um, backgrounds and minorities, acting in these roles. Because first off, a lot of these Broadway productions or plays have been around for centuries. So there's nothing wrong with other people playing the part, as long as they can get me the feeling, as long as I can feel the character through them, it's fine. It's fine. It's really the same thing as voice acting. If I can feel the character through your voice, it doesn't matter what you look like or whatever. But like I said, when it comes to doing a live action serious depiction of these characters, I I expect you to cast correctly. There is nothing wrong with, you know, shaking it up every once in a while, but why do that when you could easily bring in the original diverse character? I'm just saying when it comes to like the whole performance art of the whole race changing thing, I have no problem with it. I literally have no problem with anybody. Like if I saw a black person dressed up as Wonder Woman, or if I see a black person dressed up as Batman, or if I see a black person dressed up as Wolverine or whatever, I have no problem because that's one of their favorite characters. That's why they chose that character to dress up as, because they respect the character and they wanted to show how much they care about the character by for one day pretending to be them because they connected with that character in some kind of way, whether it was spiritual, physically, mentally, or whatever. That's the kind of things that people want to see or whatever. I mean that's the kind of things that I'm okay with. Have no problem with plays and cosplayers of different backgrounds and minority being these roles, because being these characters, because it's an art form. That's what it is. It's an art form compared to, oh hey, we're going to do a Batman series, but yet all of Batman's characters are being changed because we need diversity. So okay, so first Batman's gonna be Asian, then Dick Grayson's going to be Canadian, then we're gonna have Jason Todd, he's gonna be Latino, then Tim Drake, he's bisexual all of a sudden. Barbara Gordon, she's gonna be definitely black and gay, most likely. And you know, and then tell people, oh yeah, these characters are just like themselves. And then when you have photos of the casting call or whatever and stuff like that, it's a white person, and then you see the person that they picked, and you just like, what? It just doesn't make any logical sense. So I don't know. I know this is kind of one of those little random kind of video things, but I just thought it'd be kind of cool to get my opinions and thoughts about that kind of thing, because I think it is something that's valid, and I think it is something that we need different, because that's a straw man argument that you're trying to do, to try to be like, oh well, if you're okay with Broadway, or if you're okay with plays and cosplayers dressing up as these characters even though they're not, why are you so against them being portrayed on TV, film, and in the books? Well, because those are where they originally came from. They came from the books, and the books already have a distinct look. So when you're doing a book, I expect the book to look like that. You know what I'm saying? If the character is described blue with orange hair, green eyes, and a snake for a tail, I expect to see that throughout all the incarnations. I don't expect it to be like, oh, we took everything out that was problematic, or we took everything out because we want to do diversity. So what? It just doesn't make logical sense. It's the same thing with the cosplay thing. These people who respect the characters way more than the companies do decided for a couple of days or one day is like, oh yeah, I want to do this classic reveal for a character that I love all these years. And again, nothing wrong with that. I feel like, hey, more power to you. If you can pull it off, go for it, or whatever. That's just how I feel about the whole situation. But let's stop trying to straw man that kind of argument. Like, oh well, those are okay, but that's not okay. That's very hypocritical. Not really. I explained my point. I gave you the reason for it. If you don't like it, I understand. And it is what it is. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.